Dictation at the speed of 100 words per minute. Last 5 seconds. Ready? Start. I am glad that the National Club for Farmers has sponsored this All India Convention on Higher Agricultural Production and the seminar on Social Economic Growth of Rural Millions. Agriculture is the bedrock of our country economy. 70% of our population is directly occupied in this sphere, and nearly 60% of the total household consumption is comprised of agricultural products. Increase in agricultural production is therefore basic to the progress of our economy. Thanks to the efforts made by our farmers, important strides have been made in the raising the production of the food grains and other crops. The record of agriculture progress in the last 5 or 6 years has been particularly impressive. The production of wheat has more than doubled to reach the level of 26 million tons in 1971-72. Significant advance has been made in the extension of the area and high yielding varieties of cereals, increased fertilizer application, development of minor irrigation, particularly groundwater resources, and provision of institutional credit to the farmers. The area under high yielding varieties of cereals is now around 22 million hectares. Irrigated area has been doubled since independence to the level of 40 million hectares. However, the widespread drought of 1972, which has caused a severe setback to agricultural problem, is a stern reminder that there is need for putting much bigger efforts in the coming years. The agricultural base has to be raised so that production will not only be adequate but also be more stable. This can be achieved by continuously extending the area of cooperation among scientists, planners, extension workers, and farmers. While we look back on the progress of agricultural production in recent years with a measure of satisfaction, one also has to recognize that quite a large number of the underprivileged and weaker sections has been left untouched by this progress. Increasing prosperity of those who are better endowed with wealth and resources, and stagnation of the weaker and underprivileged sections has led to the widening of disparity and social tensions. My belief is that economic progress is meaningless if a large proportion of our population remains steeped in poverty and suffering and is condemned to a miserable life. It is in this background that we have adopted the motto of growth with social justice and have taken a number of steps to move in that direction. Stop.